Hi there everybody, this is Natasha Wilkinson, your independent Scentsy consultant from Mount Isa, Australia. So, we have just got back from a week in Townsville and I have come home to 7 Scentsy boxes that I have to unpack, get off to customers or organise if they're my own orders. So, we've got a few videos to do. And there are also my empties I've still got to do, and I want to walk through the Christmas collection with you. So you're probably going to see a few back-to-back videos while I get sorted and get caught all up to date. Now, I am going to start off with 2 of the 7 boxes. I am combining these 2 because they are my quarterly and my monthly Scentsy Club. So we're going to start off with the Scentsy Club haul today. For those of you who do not know what Scentsy Club is, it is Scentsy's auto ship or subscription program. Costs you nothing to join, costs you nothing to cancel, totally customizable. All you're paying for is the products you are purchasing, and it is designed for any of our consumable products. So you can't put warmers in there, you can't put buddies in there. It's designed for anything that runs out. It has some amazing perks in it. I will describe the perks as we go through my unboxing. So the first thing you can do is you can choose what frequency you want your products to be shipped at. You can have them shipped on a monthly basis, a bi-monthly basis, or once every 3 months. As I said, I have here my monthly and my quarterly club. I also have a few things that I popped into a bi-monthly club, which I will be showing you. Now, the reason I did this was I like to categorize what I have coming. Otherwise, I will make hasty decisions in deleting out particular scents, thinking I have a big stash, but I may have a big stash because it may be a summer scent and it may be in the middle of winter that I am not using it. And then when summer comes, I use it all up and I'm like, why did I delete it? So I like to separate my summer and winter, so I know when I'm making those decisions that there could be a reason why I have a few of those scents. Now, so I actually have them in different email accounts to come currently at a quarterly basis, my summer and my winter. But I'm thinking of testing something out and switching something up, which if you watched my last Scentsy Club edit, you would have heard me explain. I'm thinking of maybe, because I've just gone through my inventory, there are other videos I kind of have to post up to work out what I have, work out what my melting's going to be going like forward, what I actually need, what I actually don't need. So, as I was saying, so I'm trying to switch things up a little bit. So when I went through my inventory, I realized I have enough summer scents that are going to last me all summer. So I did do quite a big cull on my summer club and just kept the ones that I really, really love and know that I do frequently use and will use up and will miss if they don't come back. Because that's one of the biggest perks of Scentsy Club. Always get my bar. If a scent is discontinued and you have it in your Scentsy Club, you will continue to get it as long as you keep it in your subscription program. But so I realized I had enough scents. So going back to my story, I'm diverging a little bit. Going back to my story, I realized I had enough bars that are going to last me for summer of my summer scents. So I decided to anything that was still available from my winter club put into the bi-monthly subscription in my main account. Had it come every 2 months so I can stock up for when winter comes back around, because we're heading into our spring and summer here in Australia. So that's going to come at a more frequent basis. My summer club is going to come quarterly for the time being at a less frequent basis, because I do have a lot of summer bars, and because we're just coming out of our winter, I've used up a lot of my winter bars. Now, my aim in 12 months time, because I'm not going to switch it around now, even though I'll be using summer bars more regularly, is because I also have that monthly club. What I will do is, when I'm using one club more frequent than another, say during winter, I am consuming my winter bars more frequently, right? So I'm going to want to have them come more frequently than my summer bars. So my summer bars will come quarterly because they're coming less frequently. My winter bars will be coming bi-monthly because I'm using them more frequently. So that's the way it's currently set up. In 12 months time, when I've depleted a lot of my summer stash and kind of need to build up my summer stash again, what I am going to do is take my winter bi-monthly club, just shift it to my monthly club for a quick second, because if I were to shift it straight into quarterly where I don't need it as much, it would combine the summer and winter scents. But by shifting it into the monthly club, it's not going to combine my summer and winter scents, and that's then going to free up that bi-monthly club. It's going to have nothing in it, so I can basically start a new bi-monthly club from scratch. But then what I'm going to do is I'm going to then take what's in my quarterly summer club, because I want to use those bars more frequently, and merge it up to the bi-monthly. So all those bars will merge up to a bi-monthly. It will start in a new club as a bi-monthly. I won't lose any of those bars. I will be getting them more frequently. And then in my monthly club, because I made room to shift those summer bars up into the bi-monthly, I'm then just going to shift my winter bars into the quarterly where I need them less frequently. So basically I'm just going to swap the winter and summers around as to the frequency I need them. I'm going to see if that's going to be a little bit more economical for me, and rather than have multiple clubs everywhere as I currently do, I will still be able to keep them separated, categorized, so I can keep an eye on the stock and know when it's time to delete them out of my club, if I have enough, or if I want to keep them going, and hopefully use them up and not just hoard them. So that was my plan with why I opened up, why there's a couple of small items in a bi-monthly club that I opened up, so I could test this to see if this works better than the current way I have my club set up. So we've talked about the Always Get My Bar perk. One of the other perks is, once you hit 51 Australian dollars here in Australia, your club has a 10% discount. So everything in here is automatically 10% off on all your consumables. So if you're going to buy a tub of washer whiffs, or if you're going to buy our whiff box, put it in Scentsy Club. Don't buy it. You can buy it if you want through the website, but you're going to save 10% because it's automatically going to hit that tier of 10%. So instead of paying $51, you're going to pay $45 for that item. So it's always good to save, isn't it? And then when your club hits $101 in Australia, you get to choose a half price item. It can be anything you want, but it can also be the whiff box. And as you can see, they have redesigned our whiff box packaging to a brown box instead. This is the only way you can get the whiff box half price. You cannot get the whiff box half price through party rewards or hostess credit. The only way you can get it half price is by having a Scentsy Club subscription that reaches that tier of $101 or more. So this is so what a whiff box is, it's Scentsy's mystery box. For each month they do a different mystery box. So this is the mystery box for the month of September. I do a separate video on our whiff box, so stay tuned for what's in September's whiff box later. But I am showing you that this is my half price item. So we're doing the Quarterly Club before we do my monthly club, and these are all my winter scents. So let's delve into it, shall we? Now I'll quickly show you what I did pop into the BiMonthly Club, just so you can see. These have since been taken out, and then I've added the scents I wanted. So I just wanted to set up the BiMonthly Club so it would come at that bi-monthly frequency to start doing this. So yes, it's empty, and you will see it in my empties because I popped it in our car when we went away. I picked up a cashmere and corduroy Scentsy car bar. I'm really loving the fact that they have cashmere and corduroy in all the products this season. I also picked up a cashmere and corduroy scent circle. So for the month of September, anyone that had a Scentsy Club, Scentsy were also gifting a free bar as a thank you. And their 3 bar that they were gifting was Iridescent Pearl. So that was the bi-monthly Scentsy Club. It's now a lot bigger because I've shifted any of my winter scents from my quarterly winter club that were available and not locked off as a bring back my bar. So we had Jack's Obsession out, we had Halloween Town out. I threw in 2 of the new Harvest collections. I threw in Gimme Candy. I threw in, I think, 3 of the Hogwarts bars. So as you can see, I've now got a pretty substantial bi-monthly club. So let's delve into the quarterly winter club, shall we? So now there's the 3 bar of Iridescent Pearl for the quarterly club that Scentsy were gifting for any September promotion. But they were also gifting if you had that half price item or more. So if you had a club that was $101 or more, they were also gifting a packet of cotton cleanups. So these were absolutely free for the month of September. So thank you, Scentsy. I love my cotton cleanups, and I really do enjoy Iridescent Pearl. It was a club scent for me a couple of years back, but now I just, because I don't use it as much as what I thought I would when it retires each season, I just stock up on a few to get me through the season. It is a summer scent for me, not a winter scent, so I haven't warmed it in a while, but it is a very pretty, fruity, aquatic type scent. It's got mango in it, I believe, and it's very clean, it's very fresh, slightly sweet and fruity. If you've ever watched Mr. Kong's mum, she describes it as the fancy lady bathroom scent, and I totally agree. It's one of those clean, fresh scents you put into a bathroom. It makes your bathroom smell nice and clean and bright and shiny and very fancy. A lot of people do find Iridescent Pearl on the lighter side. For me, if I were to pop this in an open concept area, it would totally get lost. Fero's like a champ in my daughter's room, but then, as I've always said, there's something about my daughter's room, the combination of our warmers, her placement, that I can get the lightest scent to go bangarang and funnel all the way up the hallway. but I generally do use this in the bathroom and the laundries, and I just get in those rooms, I get a very nice, clean background scent. So, items I actually have in my club that weren't one-off free promotions for my winter club. So, I have a Peppermint Dreams. This was a Scentsy Club exclusive 2 or 3 Bring Back My Bars ago now. So it was from a Bring Back My Bar promotion. I think it was 2. Could quite possibly be 3 Bring Back My Bars now. But they did with that particular Bring Back My Bar promotion, they had the 12 bars that we all voted in, but they also had 10 exclusive extras that you could pop into and only gain access to through Scentsy Club. So Peppermint Dreams was one of them, and it stayed in there ever since. This is a very, think peppermint patty. If you've ever had those chocolate peppermint patties, this is what you smell. You smell that bright, sharp, crisp peppermint with that undertone of a rich, dark chocolate. The peppermint does wear off quicker than the chocolate, so I do find for about a day and a half you get that combination of both, and then as you get down to the base notes you get that rich, dark chocolate, almost cake-like scent with this. But this is one of my kitchen scents that I absolutely love to warm in the kitchen, and I will, if I'm warming this in the kitchen, then pop into the main living area which comes off my kitchen, just a plain mint scent to get that clean, bright feeling. So I've got something a little bit bakery going in the kitchen, a little bit clean and fresh and crisp minty in the living room. Really do enjoy that combination. So I have a bar of Clementine Cupcake. This was new to our catalogue last season and then they retired it. And it was probably my favourite scent of that catalogue season. Loved it that much that it went both into a monthly and a quarterly club for me. This is just a rich cupcake with a little bit of brightness from the clementine. More cupcake forward to me than clementine forward, but that clementine just adds a little bit of brightness. Again, one of those scents being a bakery scent for me. I find a lot of bakery scents, I don't get ages in performance wise. Performs really well while they're going, but maybe a day, maybe a 2. But it's a kitchen scent, so I will warm it of a morning, then the warmers in the kitchen go off a morning, and by the time the warmers are ready to go off in the kitchen, I'm ready to fill up the main living room area. So this is my kitchen scent, and it's a staple for me, will always be in my club. So I have a bar of Hug in a Mug. So this was from our last Bring Back My Bar collection, which we just recently had. And some of these are a little bit juicy. But this is like a rich mug of hot chocolate. Smells absolutely delicious. Love it that much that it's both in my quarterly and my monthly club. Probably won't stay in my monthly club forever, only until I get enough to build up a stock. I will keep it in my quarterly though. Or what I probably will do is I will probably take it out of my quarterly, and whatever's in my monthly at the moment, when I've built up enough stock, I will merge that into, because most of what's in my monthly is wintry. So what's currently in my monthly club will probably eventually get merged into my winter bi-monthly, so they will just join up and it will become a bi-monthly at that stage. But man, this is good. And there's a couple of mixes I want to try with this too. Works really well as a mix-up, but it's really good by itself. Again, for me, that's another kitchen scent. So I've got quite a fair few kitchen scents in here. Previously I would do something complimentary in my kitchen to whatever I was warming in my lounge room, or the same bar I would just put all the way through from my kitchen to my lounge room. But now I've actually recently been separating my kitchen and having specific scents I'm really enjoying in my kitchen. So I think I will continue doing that for a little while going forward. I mean, sometimes I may revert to having a whole scent through the whole house, but on the whole, I enjoy the way I have been warming the last few months. Throwing something in the kitchen of a morning while I sit down, do some work, maybe clean the kitchen. When I'm done doing what I'm doing in the kitchen and move on maybe to other areas of the house, then I'll turn those warmers off and warm them so I can actually enjoy the scents while I'm in the room, and rather than just having scents running through the house and not enjoying them. So the next one, another kitchen scent for me, but it's also another mixer that I will mix throughout other areas of the house, but by itself a kitchen scent for me. And then a really beautiful one that I mix with constantly is Crumb Top. So this was a few Bring Back My Bars ago now, and this one's a total scent memory for me. When I was young, we would travel up to my grandmother's for Christmas. She had numerous grandchildren, and by numerous I mean in the high double digits, and she'd spend days, she was Italian, she'd spend days making sure everyone's favourite meal was on that table. And you'd stuff yourself Christmas Day with all your favourite meals. You'd be so full, but she'd still be coming up to you. Did you have enough? Was there something you liked? Is there something else I can go to the kitchen and make you? And she'd want to go back to the kitchen and make more for you. You didn't need more, but she'd want to go back and make more food for you. And you're like, no, you're full. And then the next day, you'd be sitting in the kitchen having a cup, well, I was too young to have a cup of coffee, but whatever I was drinking, the adults were probably having a cup of coffees. And I'd be sitting on the bench talking to my grandfather while he made fresh porridge from the pot to eat. And that's what this smells like. It smells like his fresh porridge bubbling on a pot. My teenage son thinks it smells like apple pie. Apple pie is a favourite dessert in our household that we eat quite regularly. So I will quite often mix this with apple butter frosting and create that scent memory for him, because he really loves that combination. So, speaking of apple butter frosting, of course, that is in my winter Scentsy Club too. Again, another kitchen scent for me, quite often mixed with Crumb Top. This is one I wished I had more of, and I pop more in quantity of. One of the things with Scentsy Club is you can always go down in quantity, but you can't go up once it's locked off, as I always get my bar. And I very nearly took this out before the shipment came, and I actually got to smell what apple butter frosting really smelled like. When I got my Bring Back My Bar kit, I got a really old rancid bar of apple butter frosting. The apple, the spices had all gone from the notes. The buttercream had all gone from the notes. All that you could smell when you burnt it was stale, rancid butter. And you could tell it was an old bar. It was gooey, it was discoloured, and I'm like, I've heard so many reviews of At this stage, I've never tried apple butter frosting, but I had heard so many reviews of what apple butter frosting smelt like, and I'm like, it's not what it's supposed to smell like. I'm sure it's not what it's supposed to smell like. So I kept the 1 bar in my Scentsy Club until my next shipment came, where I did get a new bar, and it smelled amazing. Fell in love with it. The only problem was by then Bring Back My Bar promotion was over, so I wasn't able to increase the quantity in my club. So I'm glad I kept that 1. But if ever given the chance, now knowing what this smells like, I would definitely increase the quantity of that, because that's 1 bar. As soon as it comes in my shipment, gets warmed through, and then I have to wait 3 months for another bar to come. So we're still going through a lot of, and you will find in my winter club, and I'm not going to apologize for it, a lot of my winter club consists of my kitchen and bakery scents. I absolutely love bakery, and I didn't think I loved bakery as much as I did until I couldn't get it. And I could get it, but in our catalogue here in Australia, we usually have 3 bakery scents in our catalogue, year in, year out. That's it. Any other bakery scent that comes through, it comes through as a Bring Back My Bar, a Christmas collection, an LTO collection. So if you want a bigger range of bakery to choose from, you need to have them in your club. And that's what I do. So this was another, during that time where they did the extra 10 scents that you could pop into Scentsy Club with Bring Back My Bar. This was another one of those Scentsy Club exclusives that you could do. And that was chocolate coconut cream. So this is very similar to Hug in a Mug, but it's got like a coconut creamy base to it. So it's not probably as rich. It's a little bit lighter. Another great mixer, but it's not as heavy. But it's still a really good creamy chocolate smell. Absolutely delicious. So that won't be going anywhere out of my Scentsy Club as well. So the next one, okay. So this is a bedroom scent for me. So moving away for a moment from the kitchen scents, this is a bedroom scent for me. This was also a Bring Back My Bar. I think about 3, no, they've even been 4 Bring Back My Bars ago, 3 or 4. Vanilla Oud. So this is sensual. It is very deep. It is romantic. It is earthy, slightly masculine, slightly perfumey. Oops, and I just split the top of it, but that's okay. These are for me anyway. So if you love masculine, earthy, leathery type scents, slightly sweetened by that vanilla woodsy, absolutely love this in the bedroom. So this is a staple for me that I use in the bedroom, and this is another one I probably should have put more than one every quarter in, because I generally use this before the 3 months are up in my bedroom and have to wait for another one. So caramel sugar cone. So this one I am contemplating taking out, because it does get very gooey very quickly, and I don't use it as much as what I used to. I do really enjoy it, but I use it more as a mixer for me. So this is a toffee scent, but it's not a chewy toffee or a caramel toffee. Well, it is caramel toffee, but it's more the syrup before it hits that toffee stage. The hardened toffee that you put when I was a child in the fruit section that have the green and red toffee apples that you could choose from, sticking up out around the apples. But I'd always ask Mum, can I have a toffee apple, please? And this is that toffee surrounding those green and red toffee apples. It is a little bit more syrupier rather than chewy and cloying. It has a little bit more of that sugary sharpness about it. Now, by itself, it's nice, but I do like to mix this with just a plain apple and create a toffee apple type vibe. So I use this more as a mixer, and I used to go through this like apple butter frosting. As soon as it came, it used to go in my warmers. But now I'm finding I'm not using it as much. So I'm on the fence about whether I keep this or not. I don't think I've quite made up my mind yet. I can't remember if I did delete it out or not. So, but that's something that at some stage probably will get deleted out. So that was a kitchen scent. So the next one, this to me is one I warm probably in the open concept area more than anything, but also a kitchen scent. So I will warm this in various areas of the house, which is why I've got 2 bars of them, and it's also a great mixer, and that is toasted marshmallow. So this is roasting marshmallows by a campfire. You get that marshmallowy smell, but you get a very earthy, woodsy, smoky note about this. This was from our Easter collection a couple of years back. As I said, I've got 2 bars because if I'm using my open concept area, it generally takes 2 bars to walk through that open concept area. A lot of the time I will mix this with other scents as well. So I think I recently did downgrade this to 1 though, with my last Scentsy Club edit, because I have enough now that I can use in the open concept area, and I wasn't using this as frequently as what I used to as well. So I have enough that will be coming through quarterly or bi-monthly, whatever subscription this one currently is in. This is in quarterly actually. I have enough coming through quarterly that will still use as my open concept area, or I'll just use it as a mixer, but I have enough that I can still enjoy. So the next one, another all-rounder mixer that you can basically mix with anything, and another beautiful kitchen scent is Sugar Cookie. So this is just a rich sugar cookie. That's all it is. Smells absolutely amazing. So the next one, probably one I warm in both my bedroom here and in the kitchen. So I'm not really fussy about whether I warm it in the bedroom or the kitchen, but because it is not the strongest of scents, it does fill up the open concept area, but it more hums in the background for me in the open concept area than fill it up. But if I had a few bars, I probably would. I just only have one coming every 3 months, so I don't have enough to really fill up the open concept area with. And that is Haunted Mansion. This is pumpkin and spices and cloves. It's a really nice combined. It smells like a really nice spiced bakery scent. Really, really love this. This is never leaving my Scentsy Club. I think it might even still be available. It was available in the clearance section, but I don't know if it still is. But I don't have to worry about never having it because it is in my club. So the next one now, This is another bar of Iridescent Pearl. So this was a freebie. And that's because I actually had 2 of my Quarterly Clubs shipped and I've just thrown them in here together. So I've had my older Winter Quarterly Club ship. Then I had, when I first did my Quarterly Clubs with my Winter Club, what my idea was to do was I was going to have a winter one, a all yearly one, and a summer one. And I was going to have them shipped quarterly, but at different months. But I skipped the first shipment when I did my first Winter Quarterly Club. So it had, I think, in it crumb top, apple butter frosting. It had a few scents in it. But because I skipped that first shipment, it then synced up with one of my other Quarterly Club, which I didn't want to come in at once. So I then had to go and redo the process again with my Quarterly Club. So we're actually looking at 2 Quarterly Clubs here, which is why you can see the 3rd Iridescent Pearl. It wasn't enough to equal the half price item because I think it had like 4 or 5 bars in it. It was enough to give me the 10% discount, not enough to do the half price item. So that's why I got that freebie Iridescent Pearl. So by the time we get to my monthly club, I'm going to have 4 Iridescent Pearl. I'm going to have plenty to get me through summer. Definitely will not need to put it in my Scentsy Club this time around. So the next one we have is Cider Mill. And this is also in my monthly club. And it's a little bit melty here, but this was in our last Bring Back My Bar. And it's apple and spice and pumpkin. It's not heavy on the spice, but it's just a beautiful warm cider scent. Fell in love with it. This is something I will warm all winter round. Bedroom scent for me, open concept area scent for me. I will warm this throughout the whole house, which is why I have it in my monthly club as well, because if I'm going to warm it in the open concept, I'm going to need 2 bars to warm it in the open concept. And I actually do get 2 bars in my Quarterly Club as well as in my monthly club. So I might have downgraded this to 1 after this particular shipment. So I did 2 bars so I could use in my open concept area, and then going forward I'll have 1 come every month. Another one I really love, Arctic Kiss. This I thought would at some stage make its way back to a catalogue when it was the scent of the month. So this was from the scent of the month in 2020, and it made its way back into catalogues in both region 1 and 2, but unlucky for us, it mustn't have been as popular for us in our region. But I wish I had put more in my Scentsy Club knowing that it wasn't going to be as popular, because I blew through my scent of the month kit like no tomorrow. I get 1 every 3 months, and I will warm this all year round. Winter, summer, autumn, spring. It's fresh, it's clean, it's sweet, it's bright. Absolutely love it. Olaf Warm Hugs. So this is a creamy buttermint smell. Slightly sharp, but it does have that vanilla that softens it and sweetens it at the same time. It's not the strongest performer, so for me this is the mint scent that I will warm in bedrooms as opposed to open concept areas, because I do get better performance in bedrooms than I do in open concept areas. So that's bedroom scent for me. Another bedroom scent is Cozy Cardigan. This is romantic. Again, soft and cozy. perfumey, musky. Absolutely love it. My husband also enjoys this scent. It's another staple in our bedroom. I do believe I also have that in my monthly club as well. So, lavender cotton. So, I don't know that this is going to stay in my Scentsy Club forever, but I do want to grab a few. It could quite potentially come back next catalogue season. It does tend to do that, but you never know with Scentsy. There may come a day where they decide to retire this. So this is a combination of a clean laundry scent with a little bit of lavender. So generally that goes in my laundry and bathroom areas. Apple S'mores. I have since deleted this out of my club because I do have a few. This to me is something that will only be warmed in winter. And this surprised me. I wouldn't have thought I would have liked this. But it's similar to toasted marshmallow, but instead of marshmallow and campfire, it's got campfires and apples and smoky woods. So I will really only warm this when it's really rainy or really cold. So I do love it though, and I did take it out of my club though to make room because I now have 3, which will be plenty to get me through next winter. And the last one, look how bent she looks. So that's a little bit sad looking, but I will still use her. Villains are just one bite. So this is an apple and spice scent, but it does have a molasses base to it, so it comes off almost like a bakery apple. So that was my quarterly Scentsy Club. Now we have my monthly Scentsy Club. Now, before we break into my monthly Scentsy Club, I have mentioned the Always Get My Bar perk. I have mentioned that you get 10% off on orders of $51 and above. And I have mentioned on a $101 of order, you can get a half price item, including the whiff box. I have shown you the extras since you've just decided to spoil with us for just this month. I have told you it's totally customizable. You're only paying for your products plus shipping. You can also, if for a month you decide you don't want that to come, you can also skip without losing anything. You can skip once in a 12-month period without losing your Always Get My Bars. You can still skip more than once in a 12-month period, but if you have an Always Get My Bar that is discontinued and you've skipped more than once in a 12-month period, you will unfortunately lose that Always Get My Bar. But for customers, a perk that I can't get because I'm a consultant and get paid commission on clubs, you also will be given a unique referral link, which means you can share that with your friends and families. And for every dollar you actually spend in your Scentsy Club, you will get 1 point. For every dollar, if they use your unique referral link, sign up to Scentsy Club. Once their Scentsy Club starts shipping, for every dollar they spend, you will get an extra 2 points. And you can actually use those points towards either your Scentsy Club purchases to get your items cheaper again, or you can take those points and get a warmer cheaper or a buddy cheaper or something on the site cheaper that maybe you can't get through Scentsy Club. So it has a great rewards and point system as well if you're wanting to get a couple of extra deals. So let's delve into my monthly Scentsy Club, shall we? So the first thing on top is the freebie Iridescent Pearl. So yes, I am one of those Scentsy fanatics that had 4 Scentsy Club ship in September. I do enjoy this scent, so I'm not going to complain about having those Iridescent Pearl bars. And I am very appreciative to Scentsy for providing them. So as I said, and it's a little bit battered and bruised, but another Cider Mill, another Clementine Cupcake, another cozy Cardigan. These are scents that I do go through very frequently, so they are in my Scentsy Club for that reason in the monthly club, because I will use them before the month is out. Another sugar cookie, another battle and bruise. They've given me quite a few broken clamshells here, but they're for me, so I will use them. Another hug in a mug, and I do have a light side of the force. This will eventually go out of my Scentsy Club. My daughter really wants that last holographic label that we are missing, so until we get that, we have light side of the force coming. I don't hate this scent. My son enjoys this scent. It generally goes in the boys' room, or it will go in our laundry and our bathroom, because it is just a fresh, clean, aquatic sea scent. So that is the reveal of my Scentsy Clubs. Stay tuned for another video to see what's in this month's whiff box. And until then, stay safe and bye for now.